Today's Gospel from St. Luke continues with the recurring post-Easter theme of Eucharist and discipleship. Christ, broken and offered for us, rises triumphantly out of the tomb and remains with us as bread and wine in the bloodless representation of Calvary. This is the heart of the Paschal mystery revealed to us now. But how was it manifested in those first anxious and uncertain days after the resurrection? As we see in today's Gospel in the upper room, as we do in several post-resurrection scriptural passages, it is through fear, food, and the recognition of Jesus in a meal. Today's Gospel begins with the disciples cowering in the upper room, recounting to the others about the trip to Emmaus and their recognition of Christ in the person of the strange pilgrim when he breaks the bread at the table. No sooner have they finished their astounding tale that Jesus again appears, and the disciples, afraid they see a ghost, only believe when he eats in front of them. Later, on the shore of the Sea of Galilee, the kind stranger making breakfast as the disciples bring in an abundant harvest of fish, again linking the Eucharist to discipleship, is revealed to be Jesus present at the meal. This intersection, where the collision of food and fear result in the recognition of Jesus fully present with us, is, I believe, perfectly manifested in Caravaggio's 1606 masterpiece, The Supper at Emmaus. There we go. You can see it. It shows the moment, the description of which opens today's gospel, when the disciples recognize Jesus in the breaking of the bread. The fruit of this recognition is not in the disciples' archly operatic gestures of shock or the puzzled indifference of the waiter with his "what's going on here" attitude, but appropriately enough, it's in the basket of fruit teetering on the edge, about to tumble off. Now, a closer examination of the soon-to-be tumbling basket reveals that the fruit inside is spoiled, rotted, and withering away. It's a perfect metaphor for what happens when we recognize Jesus actually present in the Eucharist. Like the disciples on the road to Emmaus, our minds are open to God's truth. Like those in the upper room today, we lose our fear. And later, like those on the beach, we recalibrate our lives away from ourselves towards ministry and mission to others. And like the basket of tumbling fruit, everything that once satisfied us, everything that was once oh so sweet and tempting, becomes nothing more than ephemeral stuff rotting away. Jesus upsets the tables in our lives, sending all that is not of God flying over the edge and nourishing us instead with the Word made flesh that is true food. When our own hearts then burn, it is not because of the effects of rotting fruit, but the recognition that that which is broken on the altar is the one who was broken on the cross. Then, and only then, like the centurion and the good thief on Calvary, the disciples in the upper room, and later on the shore of the sea, our hearts will cry, "It is the Lord."